Hey, I'm Rebecca Gordon.
I am Sylvia Gordon. In this issue, we're going to talk about how Social Security, the Affordable Care Act, Medicare dovetail, and how if you do not understand it,
Well, you need to understand it, so stay tuned. Okay, so this came out, and we get a lot of calls on this, that clients who are on an ACA plan, when they age into or turn 65, their ACA plans are no longer automatically terminating. And this is tripping up a bunch of agents.
so everybody was mad originally back in 2009 because it didn't terminate. And then we got it to terminate, and now people are like, hey, don't terminate everybody.
Right.
Because some people don't qualify for premium-free Medicare Part A and need to be on the ACA. So now they're like, okay, we're not terminating everybody.
So they're on, but what will terminate is their subsidy,
But I'm bummed.
which can lead into another issue.
Well, let's back up. Those are people turning 65.
Turning 65.
Let's go all the way back to people turning 62.
It's such a good age to turn 62. So here's the scenario. A client wants to take Social Security, right? They're 62. So as an agent, what would I ask that client? Just, good, let's do it?
So the clients always ask us, can I take it at 62?
Yes.
Technically, yes.
Should I take it at 62?
Should I take it at 62?
That's the question.
And the question I ask them is, what do you have in place for your health insurance?
Okay.
And if they look at you like,
Oh.
okay, what do you have for health insurance right now? If you already have a large group plan and you're going to quit it, how are you going to get health insurance? And they're like, of course I'm going to get Medicare.
I know. This
Duh.
is this arm. I get hit a lot. man.
They think if you can take Social Security early,
Oh, you're
you
going
can
to
take
get Medicare early.
because they're sister programs.
Right.
So you first have to disabuse them of that notion. You can't elect to get Medicare. They're like, oh, okay. Well, can't you just sell me something? Yeah. And it's like, oh, yeah, I can.
And that's where a lot of these under 65 carriers like pivot. They'll have a 3-year short-term plan for those folks to bridge them to the age of Medicare. So that's an option. And if you need a product like that, hit us up in the comments because it's in select states.
So do you have VA? Okay. Can you get your care from the VA? Can you go on your spouse's group plan? If they say no, if they say, well, you just fix it, you sell me something, they can buy short-term, which has no pre-existing coverage. They can buy the ACA.
Yep.
So if you're 62, the average person on Social Security gets about $1,500 a month. How much does a bronze plan average for a 62-year-old? Just like, what would you guess?
$1,000.
So they're really upset. They're really upset because when you take Social Security at 62, it's already early. You're taking a 30% reduction of your benefits than if you would have waited till 67, closer to your full retirement age. So they're taking that big reduction, and they're what the money they get is all eaten up by their, I hate to say affordable health care because I choke on the affordable part.
Yeah, that $1,500 now counts towards their subsidy and could totally screw them up to where that income pushes them outside of getting a subsidy.
So if they think they're already getting subsidized ACA, and they're like, oh yeah, it's no problem. I got ACA. It's cool. We're good.
They might say I'm only spending $200 a month, when actually, if they
It could
lose,
be $100, $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
So you guys that don't do ACA, you don't see that. And those of you that don't do Social Security don't see that. You're just in here, can you put your hand in the middle? Doing Medicare in the middle.
Oh, like this.
These things all dovetail, right? They all go together. So if you're saying my body of knowledge is only Medicare, you're really doing a disservice to your client if you don't understand how Social Security dovetails in there and what the Social Security does to the ACA. I don't know how to better physically illustrate this, but if you're with me, hit me in the comments and tell me how good a job I did. I don't sell ACA. I'm rather proud of that because I feel like my brain's full, right? You don't do Social Security and long-term care. We all do our things. Those of you that are lucky enough to work in an office where people have all different specialties and you can all help each other, that's cool. But the majority of agents don't.
Right.
And you get a guy that might do 2 or 3 things, but he doesn't do all 5, you know?
Well, it's those critical pieces of advice or recommendations that we have to give our clients because it's them. They're the ones that are really going to get messed up.
So I want to go back to this point right here. they no longer automatically terminate you. They also no automatic transition into MAPD. So this is good news. I will cheer whoever worked to get that off the blocks. But the carriers, so say Anthem or Aetna, they had all these people on their group plan. When they turn 65, they want the ability to automatically put them in their Medicare plan, Medicare Advantage.
Yep.
I think they can put them in their Med Sup, but they do not have the right to automatically enroll them in Med Advantage. And that's a big win
Thank
for
God.
the independent agent distribution and for Medicare members all over the country. They have to make a conscious choice, and that gives us a chance to help put them in the actual plan
That doesn't mean that those carriers won't have someone contact them.
Right. They're going to tell them, they're going to mail them constantly and tell them they have to move and they got it handled. You have to be ahead of that. That should be something in your CRM with your clients, is what group plan they're on, so you know how aggressively they try to migrate them right into their Medicare plan. So let's talk about Walmart. And can we just give a shout out to the best glasses that you've ever seen?
How many pairs of glasses do you own?
Don't know. But I did have to write my obituary last week because I was working on my estate planning. And I had to write my funeral stuff, and I said, I want all my glasses displayed at my funeral.
But who is to inherit the glasses?
I don't care.
Oh, cool.
Nobody will want them, guaranteed. Walmart!
True.
Walmart! Walmart!
All right, Walmart is doing the right thing.
They backed down.
Temporarily.
They backed down off of their initial rules, which was that every agent was going to have to input every client into their Connecture CRM platform.
Yeah, that
Which,
was not good.
so they backed off of it. Do you think that'll be back?
Yes.
It'll be back, guys. This is where this is evolving. Yeah. They're going to take control of their stores as you would if you owned their stores, okay? So they're not the villain here. They're doing what I really thought they would have done probably 10 years ago.
It's just business.
Yeah, they're doing it. So everybody that's in a Walmart store this year, there was a lot of disruption. It'll be worse next year. It'll be worse the next year. It'll keep getting worse, okay? Amen. You understand what's happening. The price went from $500 with a refund
to $1,500, no refund. That's a little bit of a hike.
So a lot of agents didn't want their store, and so there's more round 2, round 3 things going on.
Oh, great. So
CMS did raise commissions by about $50. So
and the bottom line is,
you sell enough business, you make up your thing.
say that system still works.
Right.
It's still viable. They'll get sales.
Right.
It's Walmart.
And it's going to change a lot for next year. So just because you do a fantastic job this year doesn't mean you will have a right to that store. I don't care what anybody tells you. It's a program that's highly in flux. This is a turning 65 list.
Very hot item. You know, we get our agents who will call us a lot. Can you send us a list for people in this county? And a big list like that is fantastic because you can start marketing to them, correct? The big problem we get is agents will call complaining that the list seems very skinny to them.
Right. Didn't these lists used to be bigger? No, these lists are as big as they are going to be. We have bought them from all the different lead companies all the time. We're currently using List Giant right now. So we spend about $10,000 a year buying these T65 lists so that you can call your marketer and say, send me the list for my county, for everybody that's turning 65 in the next whatever. And we can send you the list.
However, please be working with us. And so we have had people in the past,
Shocking.
and you know who you are, that wants to use our list and then team up and do business with other people. And that's not cool.
Because we're giving it to you for free. So sell products through us or be cool and go ask somebody else to buy the list for you because we're giving it to you for free. Now, if you want it, how do you get it?
If you want it, we have a system where you need to call your marketer. We're going to be filling out a form. And
you don't have to put the demographics.
Yeah.
The main thing is, what do you need?
We need the county, and we need how far out you want from when they're going to turn 65.
Now that's tricky. So here, these guys are going to turn 65 in February. Okay.
The 2.
So the tricky part is, if you say, I want everybody to turn 65 in the next year, okay, your list will be your list is longer if it's only mailing list than if it's a call list. A call list is going to be slimmer.
This is scrub for do not contacts. So this is a great fresh list to use. That's why it is slimmer. The mail list is way bigger. The problem people have if they want to go out a year.
So I go out a year and I bought the list today.
By the time some people start working them, they've already missed the boat on a bunch of people. You got to work this list the minute that you
I'm
get.
not talking about missing the boat. I'm talking about if you bought the list today, it's scrubbed for do not call today, the day we give it to you.
Oh, and if they don't turn 65 for like 6 months,
and you don't call them for 6 months,
they could have put themselves on the do not call list
after you bought the scrubbed
3
list.
months ago. Yeah.
Okay. So you maybe don't want to buy it out that far.
Right.
I mean,
It's a lot
I've
of
called these
exposure.
my whole career. If you've never called T65 List, I highly recommend it. It builds character, as my dad would say, because you get a lot of mean people yelling at you, insisting they are on the do not call list when they're not. I don't know what they're confused. But a lot of people, when they get a call, then they say, take me off your list and don't ever call me. That's not getting on the do not call list.
Or if their spouse has passed away,
Yeah,
and we
you
get yelled at
really
for that.
mad people. So if you've never called Turning 65, please tell me in the comments, because
We'll give you a list to
we need
call.
to get together and have a chai tea latte so you can really get some insurance cred, because it's tough. But you get sales off this every day.
It works.
Every day.
It works.
So if you need a lead list, if you have a new agent, if you want your admin staff to call 1 hour a day, you will get sales off of it. We can give you the lead list for your county. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this. United Healthcare had a great year last AEP. They had a tremendously popular plan.
Fantastic, and we all know that when a carrier has an explosive year, a ton of business, customer service can really drop off.
Can lag because of the volume.
Because of the volume, and we are hearing about that. A lot of complaints. They're aware of it, and they're doing the best they can. But really, let's blame it on COVID again. Why are people not wanting to come to work?
People don't want to go back to work in these support center jobs because of unemployment or their stimulus or whatever. So they're not going back to work, or they're scared about COVID.
Yeah.
So it's a nightmare trying to get people back into these support roles.
So the
and
carriers,
every company is complaining about it.
they have to outsource it, which they are, to other countries.
So things are going to India and the Philippines, and then agents are complaining and members are complaining.
Yeah.
And I had a lady on the phone today, an agent in Texas. She said she lost a client because it wasn't United. It was another carrier. And the call center went to India, and the lady got very mad. And the agent lost the client. So again, this is one of those things for you guys to push out in your social media, your newsletters, your ringless voicemails, the postcards, is to get ahead of the problems, because there's always problems. When Mutual Home had the hottest rates, then they end up with the most customer service problems. They always go hand in hand.
And really, this stuff is great because this is how I look at this as job security. When everything is smooth, you might not necessarily need to touch your clients, and that's when other people can. But when there are hiccups like this, when there are problems, to be ahead of it is such a great way to just constantly be touching your clients and staying relevant with them. Job security. That's how I look at that.
So while you tee up the Agent of the Month, I want to remind you guys our AEP kickoffs are coming up. Yes, AEP is coming. Enjoy your June, but August is almost here. The bids for MedAdvantage went in last week, and that process then winds its way through the month of July, where we'll start telling you what's happening. So right now we just have a sneak peek of where people have filed expansion plans, but what plans are going to look like, we'll start finding out soon, because they're on the government's desk at CMS, and CMS is kicking back the changes they want, and the approvals will start coming out.
It's like a poker game. Who has the best hand?
Right.
All right, so our Agent of the Month goes to one of our favorite partners of all time, Debbie Glass. Yay! She's so fantastic, here from glorious Indiana. And the cool thing about Debbie, she has a super long, illustrious career in insurance, but she realized that with this little device, she can stay in touch with all of her clients while going out and seeing this great, wonderful country. She is touring the United States.
Yeah, when you're done with that, I want to buy one for next year, because we looked at one again this
super
weekend.
Cool.
I am like obsessed with these converted camper vans.
You know, Craig Muir did this.
Craig did it too.
Craig, and he's coming to Indiana here probably next month. He did his.
Yeah, I just want to know if I can put the goats in there, and I'm trying to figure out.
Cool.
Yeah. So Debbie,
cannot
congratulations on figuring out that you can be a remote insurance agent anywhere in the country.
And thank
and
you.
do business. And here's her dogs.
They're super cute dogs
on the trail with her.
And this is what it's all about. Pure sweetness right here. You've been a fantastic partner. We can't thank you enough for all that you do and have done.
And it's been a joy working with you.
It has been fantastic. So enjoy your travels. My God, that's so fun. Yeah, I want to see your van when you're done too. That'd be super cool.
Thank you guys for joining us this week. If you do not subscribe, please hit the subscribe button. If there's something that you want to know more about, we do a lot of individual training videos. They are on our YouTube channel. You can look at the playlist. If you have new agents you're bringing on or admin staff that you want to bring up to speed,
use it.
have them play a video every day in the car. Have them get that training when they're driving on long road trips so they can build their knowledge base. Thanks, guys.
Good selling.